Hey everybody, it's Gypsy, and it is Sunday morning, and I am on my way to the flea market, and this is one of my random kind of thoughts that I have, and I changed my way to the flea market. I found a way that would be better for my gas mileage, and this is one of my old ways to go, I'd say when I was about 30 years ago. And back then, a lot of our roads were unpaved. And this was one of them. And I had a Ford Tempo sedan. I would come down this road to, avoid going through town and stuff. I would barrel through here. Twice I broke my tie rod. And my mechanic's like, what the hell are you doing? Did you keep breaking tie rods? So anyways, they have paved it since. As you can see, it's a very beautiful drive. So, my man has been gone for a few days. Our son and daughter-in-law have a property on the west side of Cleveland, which it takes some time to get there, so he'll spend the night there. He's working on the property. There are things that need to be done, so he was there. So, I had a nice surprise when I got home from the flea market. I was not expecting him home. But he decided to come home for one night. And so it was nice. But he told me, because when he's not home, I don't listen to news and stuff. He's the news person. I hate it. Anyways, I catch up when he's home. But he started telling me about, and I cannot remember this football player's name. He was very upset that people were attacking this football player for his views. And I believe he's correct in being upset whether you agree with someone's views or not. You can say you don't agree, that's fine. That's freedom of speech. But when you attack the person, be it, you can debate them, but being verbally vicious, that's a whole other thing. And that's what's happening to this poor man. And and a lot of the reason is because, well, it has to do with family. And that is something I take very personally, because he and I have had a very, very rough time over the past 30 years, which is where a lot of my views come from. So, before I say anything about this situation, I would like to remind everyone I am not a Christian, although I was Christian for the first 45 years of my life. The past 15, I have not been a Christian. Secondly, when I say I do not believe in marriage, I do not mean it like most people do. What I mean is two adult people, are perfectly capable of making a commitment to each other without any other involvement. You don't need to go to a religious institution to make a commitment, and more importantly, you don't need the government involved. Like I tell everybody, the government knows nothing of love. So why would they be involved? Now, I can understand some stupid legal shit. The gay community worked so hard to, have the right to get married. And thankfully, my brother and brother-in-law did. So, that being said, I don't believe you need that piece of paper. There was a time I did believe that you do. But what I have been experiencing over the last 30 years has made me see the relationship is between the two people. And if on a spiritual level you need someone else involved to solidify it, then go for that. But when it comes to government, it's like, they don't do married couples any favors anyways. But anyways, I feel I'm all for commitment if that's what the two people want. I do not believe marriage is absolutely necessary. Now, what I do believe in is family and the strength and the unity of the family. You, again, do not need outsiders to have that. In fact, I would suggest you don't. So they were attacking this man. And when I heard, now I did not hear the whole speech, I heard parts of it, so I will say that. But when I heard what he said about his wife, oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And I want to say, I believe everybody, hold on, I gotta check where okay. I believe everybody, no matter who you are, man, woman, I don't care what nationality, race, whatever, you should have the right to make your own choices and nothing should stand in the way. Now, because I believe this, I'm angry at the women's lib movement because they did not give women the right of choice. Okay, yeah, women can go to work, but it should be a choice. Women should have the option, if they want to be homemakers, to be homemakers. I did not become a mother to leave my boys with other people the majority of the time. That's not why I became a mother. And you guys know, I like the old-fashioned ways, but I also know it's not for everybody. It's not for every woman. So I wanted to stay home with my children. I wanted to, yes, take care of my husband in our house and shit like that. I wanted to do that stuff. It's a joy for me. I love it. But I understand it's not for everybody. But my right to choose that lifestyle was taken away. I became a mother in the 80s. And back in the 80s, if you said you wanted to be home, taking care of your children and your house and stuff like that, you were practically spat upon because you were subhuman. Is that women's liberation? No, it's the opposite. A woman who wants to go to work should be able to go to work. A woman who wants to take care of her children should be able to do that. But that choice was taken away because when women started getting into the workforce, and it was, well, pretty much all of us, it messed up the economy, which is so fragile. It's ridiculous. And so now you have, well, two parents have to work. Okay? I'm sorry. Being a parent and being a mother and bringing a life into this world, it's a miracle. And it's hard. It is very hard. And you guys know the heartache I have endured. I lost 2 babies and then an adult son 10 years ago. Out of 4 pregnancies, I'm down to 1 child and his wife, who I also consider my daughter. I love her so much. It's an honor, even with all that heartbreak. I'm glad I did it. And I would do it again because I love being a mother. And I love being in love. He and I, over the last 30 years, I can't even begin to describe what we have been through, and I won't. It is personal. But my husband and I, we're actually divorced. We got divorced in 2000. But we come together, and then we go apart, and we come together, and we go apart. Now, what I've noticed about the two of us is that a period of separation actually does really well for our relationship. I think it makes us appreciate each other more. Yeah, I'm going to get woo-woo here. I'm Scorpio. He's Taurus, okay? We have a very intense relationship. We make a great team, which my childhood friend has pointed out to me, and it's true, but we need breaks from each other because we're both two very intense people. And when we do that, we come together like last night. We enjoy each other more. We appreciate each other more. So that works for us. So, like, because we're divorced, we can go on vacation without each other, go places and nobody questions it. That's great. That's one of the reasons, well, if you're married, people expect you to always do things together, which is great. My mom and dad did that, and it worked for them. But that being said, I love doing things for my husband. And I do consider him my husband. I do. I love doing things for my family. And it's all, I call myself a domestic goddess because those are the things I love doing. Is that right for every woman? Probably not. And I'm not so sure that's what he was saying, this guy. But, because I didn't hear the whole thing. But for him to get up there and say those things about his wife is beautiful. It's beautiful. And let's take into consideration where he was at a Catholic college. He should have the right to say those things there. And I don't think he was telling women they had to become wives and mothers. But for the majority of women, and I don't care what you say because this is how I felt, starting a family was what I was most excited about. Not getting out into the working world, starting a family. So my man, I'm going to have trouble getting through this one. He said something very beautiful to me last week. I'd say the most beautiful, come on guys, most beautiful thing. He's a talker, but he's a man of few words when it comes to deep feeling. Like I said, my childhood friend always talks about what a great team the two of us make. I don't know what brought this up last week. I think we were talking about our son. And he said, out of everything the two of us have ever done together over the years, our greatest accomplishment, the best thing, the most beautiful thing we ever did was bring that boy into the world and raise him. So when I hear people putting down a man who loves his wife and appreciates her cooking, her cleaning, her bringing his children into this world and raising them, it's hard for me because that is one of the best, well, that is the best compliment I ever got, was what he said to me last week. And it's true. It's true. Because our family had so many struggles. But we made it through. You know, there's always going to be struggles, but we made it through. And even though my one son died, my other one, who was also struggling and had problems, has turned out to be this wonderful, responsible young man who got married at the age of 20, and his wife was 19, and it wasn't because they had to. They got married because they love each other so much. That's why. And there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, they're making a good life. They work hard. They're making a good life for their future children. While Grandma's planting berries to have healthy snacks for the future children. Anyways, I just want to talk about, I don't know the whole story. I did not hear the whole thing. But if that's man's thing, which I think is beautiful, he's not affecting your life. Is he? Is he hurting you? No, he's not. He's not doing anything. You go on, you live your life. If you perceive that someone is criticizing your life, why let it bother you? What others think of you is none of your business. You know, just because I'm an old-fashioned person does not mean, well, I'm kind of old-fashioned, as you could tell through this conversation. I'm not old-fashioned on everything. Does not, I forgot what I was saying. You know, don't worry what others think. Just because he's an old-fashioned person, why are you letting it bother you? That's his point of view. And those young people listening in the audience can take that information and do with it what they want. Okay? You know, they don't have to take it. You know, they could just leave it and live the lives they want. That's how it should be. So maybe we should leave this beautiful man who adores his wife and family alone. Maybe it's not your cup of tea. That's okay. But your lifestyle isn't his cup of tea, and that's okay. Live and let live. Que sera, sera. Okay? I'm going to leave you guys with that. Blessed be. I make it a joyful one.